Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back into the niche. I'm Colin Nitcher. This is your daily look at fitness, sports news, sports picks, and everything else that I accidentally touch on. Thanks for checking in and thanks for being here today. We had a good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend. It was a beautiful weekend for my family and I. It was a little bit cold compared to what it is looking forward this week, which is actually kind of nice now that we're into the week and past the dumb cold weekend, but nonetheless, hope it was good for you. Happy to be back in here today. Looking at a fun week of basketball. Today's picks are just a little bit, but hang in there because we're going to get into some of the good stuff over the next few days that I'm really looking forward to. So, the niche, baby, welcome in. We'll start with a little bit of a fitness update. Hope that you're moving and grooving. Hope your body's feeling good. Hope you're doing things to take care of yourself. I had a great weekend as far as workouts go. Was able to get up early on Saturday and knock one out. Was able to find a window late afternoon on Sunday and knock one out, and in a position of in a position of moving around today and greasing the joints, getting a little recovery going with some nutrition and stretching and some different stuff like that. But Saturday was able to knock out a really fun front squat workout and was really lucky actually to have my family come over, and they did the same workout after I was done. I kind of coached them through the different movements and looked at a few different things. And that was a lot of fun. That's one of, I think, the coolest parts about building out a home gym of some type for yourself and for your family is it tends to seemingly, I think it will circulate your family's rhythms around certain things like that. So everything from it gives my family a place to focus on well-being and fitness and have really good conversations around that. And also the fact that, my daughter's out there when we're doing the workout and she's watching us work out and they're asking her questions like, oh, are you going to be a workout person? And being a person who values that part of life or addition to a lifestyle so much, man, that'd be super cool if someday my kids have really good relationships with fitness and they can attest part of that to seeing dad out in the gym, moving the weights around in some way. So we'll keep a note on that and pay attention to that in our parenting moments in for future episodes. But was had a lot of fun with that Saturday morning, having the family over through that workout. And then yesterday, what did we do? Yesterday we did some overhead pressing. I didn't feel as strong about overhead pressing as I had been feeling, but just really happy with. I've been telling you guys about how we're moving out of a strength phase into more of a muscular endurance phase, and have really enjoyed how that's felt over the past few workouts. Really kind of getting that sense that my body is adapting to the higher volume of work in a given set. So instead of doing 16 step ups with 40-pound dumbbells, I'm doing 20 step ups with 40-pound dumbbells and feeling like I've got the energy to push through and do that really, really well. And moving from 5 squat sets to 10 squat sets and feeling like I can get to that 8, 9, 10 and still got the energy to grunt through those reps and not feel just absolutely beat up after the fact. So really enjoying that. I'm doing a poor job of videotaping and taking pictures of those workouts. I need to find my tripod adapter so that I can set my phone up and take videos from actually pleasing to look at heights, but I haven't found that yet. I'll get that set up and I'll keep posting those little snippets in here for you guys because I think that's kind of fun. But there you go. That's today's fitness. That's where we're at with workout and everything, health and wellness. Sports news, there's a couple things. Paul brother Jake fought last night. He's quote unquote fought his first fight now against a quote unquote real boxer. And I say quote unquote because it's not like a top ticket boxer, I don't think. But it is nonetheless a professional boxer, and Jake lost. He lost. I didn't watch it, so I don't know what it looked like, but the score makes it seem like it was, in fact, a close bout. I don't know. I haven't read too much about that. To be honest, it doesn't interest me all that much, just because the Paul brothers are so sensational. They always have been. That's their whole gig. And maybe he wants to be a really good boxer, and this won't be his last professional fight, and he'll keep going on, and he'll be an athlete worth following. But at this point, to me, even though he's fought now a real boxer, he's still kind of a spiel, kind of a shtick, kind of a attention grab, if you will. So I'm sure he works really hard. I'm not doubting his skill or his work ethic, but just not all the pieces that seem to attract me. Something I saw that was really interesting along the lines of the XFL. Which, by the way, my St. Louis Battlehawks are 2-0. What? I saw that The Rock gave a shout out to AJ McCarron, the quarterback of the Battlehawks, and he was kind of lining out that McCarron does have the skill and connections to be playing in the NFL, but because of some family decisions, and the location of, I suppose, where his family has to live for whatever reason, maybe his wife's job or something like that. He chose to play in the XFL for significantly less money. In fact, this article right here says that his salary is around $59,000, and then he's got some additional benefits depending on, assuming game performance, team wins, things like that. But thought that was kind of cool. The Rock, owner of the league, one of the owners of the league, giving a shout out to a kid who, I say kid, he's probably 30 or something, 28 kid, I suppose. Giving him a shout out saying, hey, I appreciate this guy's sacrifice to play in this league for the sake of his family. And what's cool is I'm guessing the XFL is doing fairly well. And these salaries that you're seeing have to go up. So hopefully AJ McCarron is going to reap the benefits of choosing the XFL, investing in it, and playing really well. And I hope it works out for him. He's a guy that I'm definitely rooting for, not only because The Rock likes him, and not only because he's on my XFL team of choice. So, what are you going to do? College basketball news, not much other than my Shocks won a tough road game yesterday against Tulane. I say tough in air quotes because, man, I'm probably so biased against the Shockers because they've disappointed me all season long. But it seems like every time we win a game, especially as an underdog, it seems that the team that we played against just didn't play very well. I thought Tulane's defense lacked any amount of commitment or energy or whatever you want to say. Now, with that said, the Shockers hit some really good shots. I thought our offensive ball movement was really good actually yesterday. Our defense played hard enough to outscore them. So a win's a win, and it's all kind of for naught. I don't know if the Shockers will make it to anything postseason. Probably not anything worthwhile, but nonetheless, still rooting for them. Was happy to see them snag a win yesterday. We'll get into today's games. A quick update on our record for parlay. When I say parlay, we don't do that anymore, do we? We just do picks. On pick action, you'll see down in the bottom left our overall record from when we changed this last week from picking parlays to picking individual picks is now 15-21. Last Thursday, these are the 4 games that we covered, and I told you that those 3 check marks, they didn't have the check mark yet, but I said if those hit, I would be pleased because you can see the odds on them, minus 430, minus 365, minus 4,000. They were games that should have just been surefire hits, and thankfully, they all hit. Northwestern, gosh, I'm so right and then end up being so wrong about things. I think they were up at Illinois by like 16, 14, 15, something like that at halftime. Ended up losing by 6 or 7. We missed the money line pick, and I think they might even missed the spread picks. I don't know if it would have done us any better to go that route either, but it was so close. These games, they're looking so good at halftime. And then teams are just giving up unreasonable halftime leads to end up losing these games, but that was last Thursday picks. I'm not going to share all the picks I did this weekend. You can take it in good faith that our record is truly 15-21. If I was going to lie to you, my record would be a whole lot better than 15-21, but that's where we stand going into today's picks. Today's picks, there's not a ton of games I'm really excited about tonight, and there are only 2 that I wanted to make any kind of pick about. One game that's happening tonight, North Carolina at Florida State, not touching it. North Carolina is a team that seems to be doing this. They seem to be really good, but then Florida State, this league, I don't know, man, not touching it. Another thing I told you I didn't want to touch was the Big 12, and believe it or not, the only thing I picked today are upsets in the Big 12. And to be totally honest with you, part of that is because why not have an upset Monday in the Big 12, kind of like a theme to go with the day. And there's a little bit of mentality behind both of the picks. West Virginia's played some really good basketball games. Iowa State's played some really horrible basketball games. If the trend over the last 3 or 4 continues, West Virginia wins this game. That's kind of the gist of it. Now, with that being said, it's my pick. I've already put it in my deal, which is another way of saying I've already put money on it. I already put it in my deal. I don't know, man. I think Iowa State probably wins this game. They've been having so many terrible games recently. They're at home. End of the season might even probably be senior night. We're getting to that point in the season. And they should win, right? They should make a few shots, but they've just been poor, and West Virginia's been playing with a little bit of inspiration. So I think they can pull that off, and then it's just fun to pair it with another upset, Big 12 upset, Oklahoma State playing at home against Baylor. Baylor, a team who struggled in the recent games. Oklahoma State, who hasn't been flawless in recent games, but has won a couple recent games that they really probably shouldn't have won. It's the Big 12, 2 upsets, 1 on the road, 1 at home. There's your picks for the day. 172 West Virginia, plus 100 Oklahoma State. Yeah, I don't got to explain myself. If they hit, they hit. If they don't, they don't. That record's going to keep climbing, baby. And that's when people be like, yeah, we don't need an explanation from him. We see his record. He knows what he's talking about. Hopefully. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool, right? My dad asked me this week. I was tweeting my Northwestern pick last Friday. I apologize. Last Thursday. And he's like, what are you doing? He's like, people want to see that? And I was like, well, yeah, if I tweet for a long enough time, the games that I think are going to do well, and people pick up on the fact that I'm more often than not right about those picks, which record doesn't show that yet. We're on our way. I told him, well, then that's how you build a following and a little community around this kind of an idea. People want to listen to your input and see what you have to say because your gut feeling about things seems to be right more. That's why we're out here doing this, hanging out, making these picks. I do appreciate you guys. It's a happy Monday. We're looking at a great week of weather here where I live. I pray. I pray, baby. That's the same for you. I hope no matter what, whether or not, you do have a great week. I appreciate you hanging out here at theNitch. Drop your ideas, comments, and picks below, and I'll see you back in here tomorrow. Thanks, guys. See you.